Hey guys, this is Captain Bradford. Welcome to my channel, and on today's mini JDM car reviews we're going to be talking about Tomica Premium. We're going to be reviewing small little cars, namely Tomica Diecast, and with my little assistant BB-8. Yes, I'm also a Star Wars fan, but I collect these diecast cars. As you can see behind me, I've got a whole collection there. I know some of you are interested in my collection, but I want to be talking about these. These are Tomica Premiums, which are actually an upgraded new version that Tomica has been making in the last few years for fans of JDM cars. And I know all of you who watch this channel and they also like these classics. And what's really cool is that they've made a lot of different models, and you can see here it's 34, 33, 32, Skyline GTO, Lancer Evolution, Impreza, GTO, Supra. But what I'm really excited about is the range of Honda Type Rs. And they've released the Civic Type R EK9 last year, and now they've just released this. Just came out 2 weeks ago. It's the DC2 Integra Type R. I'm really excited about this because now there's finally the first generation Type R pair. So without further ado, I'm going to be going straight into it, and here they are. And so over here is the EK9 Civic Type R, and you can see it's the Koki version. Really, really nice mold, and they've done the shape really well. In the past 10 years, they've really improved the molding and the casting for these so-called kids' toys, but added a lot of detail as well. And you can see here that instead of generic wheels, they've put the actually correct wheels of the stock model, and you can see also that the rear tail lights are also painted, and if you look very closely you can even see the word Civic Type R also on the side, and on the front the headlights are actually plastic. But we also have the DC2, which is just released here, and have a closer look at it, and we're going to be talking about whether this model is really worth to get, how close it is to the actual real car, and are some of the details correct or not. So in this series we're going to be looking at all that and what kind of collector's value there is. So of course, Tomy is a Japanese maker, and they've been making diecast cars for a very, very long time. Now a little bit of a story. If you buy one of these boxes, it actually says Takara Tomy. There's actually two separate companies. The original company that made these diecast cars was actually Tomy. And Takara as a producer of toys, namely Transformers, for those of you who know. Of course, in America it's distributed by Hasbro. And some years ago they actually combined, and that's why their name is such as this, Takara Tomy. So let's first have a look at the box. In Japan it's about 800 yen. And you can see here, this photo is actually a file photo, but it's very similar to the actual Honda press photo. And here's the view of the actual model car. You can see it itself, and on the side, and here it is, the actual car itself. And what's really great is that of course it has the official Honda approval. This is an official licensed product. That's one of the great things about it. So it comes in this little box. If you guys are collectors, probably might not want to open it. I can suggest maybe you buy two, one for collection, one for keeping. And we're also going to be looking at the details of the DC2. So we're going to be talking about the DC2 today, and what does BB-8 think of it? Let's have a look. Ah, he approves, he likes it. Why? Because look at the side profile, and oh, actually, you know what? This is something that also would be very interesting. Right over here, I have the original Integra Type R catalog. This is the original catalog, and we're going to be taking a look inside to see whether the little diecast model is close to the real car. How close is it? We're looking at all these details. So here we have, okay, let's go through these pages, and so here it is, the side profile of the DC2 Integra Type R, and you can see here shape. So let's see if I can get this to work. Right there. So we'll put this right here, and you can see the overall cutting shape of the body line, the silhouette is very close to, of course, the real car. Now let's have a look at the tail part, and the real car actually, if you look at the tail light area, just going to come a bit closer with my little stick to show you, point out some of these details. This part here is usually very difficult for cars of this size. This model is actually not a 1/64 scale, it's a 1/62 scale because the normal Tomica models are not suited for a 1/64 scale. The 1/64 scales are even more higher grade, more highly detailed models, which is some that I have over behind me. It's a Tomica Limited Vintage New, but this is meant to be a more highly aesthetically pleasing kids toy, which is actually meant for adult collectors. But it's really amazing how they put a high level of detail. You can see here the tail area, it's nicely curved, and this is a part that a lot of die-cast models miss out on, this kind of grade of model, and even the bumper has its slight curves. I want you to take a look at that and see the real car again. Let's have a look. There we go. And you can see here how the curve of the back and the bumper is very, very similar to the real car. So this is an area where it's really, really impressive that they've managed to sculpt the mold of this model almost like the real car. So let's also have a look at now the front, which is a very difficult part for the smaller model. So this is the front of the real DC2 Integra Type R JDM version. Now take notice of the shape of the headlights and the bumper, and also the grille. And you can see here in the model that there is the Honda Type R logo nicely in red, and it's also embezzled with the silver, and the headlights are the right shape, very, very close. However, there's something missing as well. The grille inside is not colored black, which would be nice if they could put that detail in. I mean, they bothered to color the black parts in the bumper itself, so I mean, just a little bit extra. Incidentally, the Civic Type R EK9 has a huge black grille. Of course, that's a lot bigger, so you know, it would have been nice if they could have done it for this as well. So one little point minus from that. But what's also interesting is the wheels. Now the wheels are 15-inch in the 96 spec. So this is the 96 spec catalog, and the DC2s came in two versions. This is the 96 spec, and the 98 had the bigger 16-inch wheels. For you guys in the US or the European market, you got the round light ones with 15-inch wheels. But anyway, this is a 15-inch wheel design, and it is really accurately represented in this model over here. Now, just for comparison, the EK9 model is supposed to be a 15-inch as well, but if we look at it very, very carefully, you can see that the 15-inch is really reflected in the DC2. It actually is more scalar correct, but of course they've done a very impressive job with this. This came out earlier than this, so they probably made some improvements. The other area where it's really impressive is the interior. So Type Rs have the red Recaro seats, so I'm going to show you the real one for the moment. And it should look something like this. Okay, so the red Recaro seats, you can see these are SR3s, red Recaro seats with the black Recaro word. It's very small, OEM, and the interior looks like this. And one nice thing about the later Tomica models is they have a full interior that's a bit different from the older models, which didn't come with any interiors. There's a very nice touch to that. So we're gonna open it up like this, and you can see inside. Look at that amount of detail in a relatively cheap model like this. Now what's very interesting is that you can see the seats of the shape. I want you to take note of the side, which is very, very close to the real car here. The lower part is shaped nicely with the bulge in this model. So you can see how this is actually a lot better than the one in the Civic Type R EK9. So let's have a look at this, open it up. So I'm going to put these two side by side, and hopefully you can see the difference. So this is the one of the DC2. It's more closely shaped, resembling the real one. This is a little bit lacking in detail. So, but it does have the full interior, which is quite impressive. The little thing that probably would be noted is, as you can see here, the coloring of the aircon vent somehow got the white paint onto that. So maybe you could have done a little bit better on the paint job here. Now, what is also really cool is that even though it doesn't have the side mirrors, but you can see here that the side indicators are also nicely painted in orange, and even the wheels, you can see the Honda logo inside, and it's nicely sculpted, the 15-inch pattern on the side here. You can see the Integra Type R sticker. The location is right, the scale is also right, and I really like that. And the exhaust, or the muffler, painted in silver, and that's really nice touch. And when you put it on the table, and you can really see that it really resembles the real car. Also, the rear tail lights has the reverse marking inside that. So overall, this is a very impressive model. Not many Integra Type R DC2 models of this scale. There is actually a higher grade model of the DC2 in 1/64, not made by Tomica, but made by Hobby Japan, which I'll be introducing next time if you want us to introduce it. I'll just give you a real quick preview of that. And here it is. This is actually a 1/64 scale, and in yellow. And this is really nice because it comes in a box, and you can see the Integra Type R logo inside. It's meant purely for display. But there are certain parts of this model that actually pales in comparison to this one. So we'll be looking at it next time. So that's all for today. And if you'd like me to review other models, I have a lot back here. Let me know in the comments, and I can talk about them and give us. So, oh wait, BB8, give us a grading of the premium DC2 Integra Type R. How many points? Or out of 5. 4. Oh, okay. 4 out of 5. That's pretty high. I would actually give it, yeah, around those points as well. A really well made model. Of course, they're increasing their craft as they make newer models, and so they're really committed to this. I'm really happy that Tomica has decided to, reward JDM fans of 90s cars. It's something really interesting that kids could also learn about these classic sports cars from the 80s and the 90s. They seem to be concentrating a lot now on the 90s cars. So they've also made another Type R model, which is the Honda NSX NA1. Now I have that over here, and here it is. So we'll be talking about this model maybe a little next time if you want me to preview it. So until next time, catch you guys later. Until next time, peace out.